the storm in the Midwestern area of the United States. I'm out here early, 7:19, trying to go to the store because I went to the store yesterday in the morning, but they didn't have everything I needed. So later on in the day, I went back. But when I went back, it was a madhouse because, everybody's trying to load up before the storm. And I refused to go in the stores like that. It was off the chain. The parking lot was to the curb of the street. It's never like that, except back when it was COVID. So I refused to indulge in that shenanigans and that buffoonery. The grocery stores was off the chain. So I'm going to get over here and see what I could get from this one store. And if I'm not, I'm going to go to this other store. And that's going to be it for me being out here in the store today. I just Wally Walmart up first. And then I'm going to hit up this store called Strack and Ventil. They have this in Indiana. This Walmart parking lot. Okay, it's semi. Because I'm like, if this is the way it was yesterday, we going back. It's not that bad over here. It's a little, it's like a 30% crowd. That's fine. Because I'm just trying to get in and out, y'all. I'm trying to get in and out. People be acting crazy. We got toilet paper and paper towels already because I go to Costco. Costco in the house. Who go to Costco and Sam's Club? We already got that. Yeah, this is about 20%. The parking lot is about 20% filled. So I'm just going to get in, get out. I'm going to get what I got to get and get the hell up out of here. If they have it here, good. If not, we need to move on. And I even forgot about damn cooking on Christmas damn day. I think I'm going to do a roast again. Y'all remember I did a roast last year. Come on with the parking. Okay, lady, come on. I got to get in and get out. Why is the parking going the other way, all the way down here? So I'm going to get in here and get the hell out. Because these people is getting ready. Everybody going to have the same damn idea that I had to come early. Everybody. So that's why I'm just trying to stick to the program. I ain't got to get no Christmas mess. Why am I in the wrong way down that other door? It's okay. Okay, there goes a spot right there. Okay, so, that ain't no damn. Somebody parked the wrong, y'all. Okay. So I'm right here. We at Walmart pulling up. Get in here. What you doing in the lot? Just walking around and watching whatever. Y'all know that Chi-Town don't never leave. Y'all, I'm out here in these streets in the morning, in the a.m. The early mornings, I'm doing the early mornings, trying to beat the folks to these stores. Gotta get in front of y'all. Gotta push to the front of the line. In life, y'all got to push. Y'all got to keep on pushing. That's for Miss K, child. It's just K1. Y'all know what? Jewel is the same way it was yesterday at 7:56. Jewel is to the corner. Jewel parking lot is to the curb, y'all. It's to the curb. See? Told y'all. I'm telling you, people is up and out, dipping and doing it. Yo, Strack and Ventil is looking kind of janky. Hold on, y'all. I'm going to tell y'all in a minute. Yo, it don't look as bad as Jules. But it ain't as bad as Jules, y'all. Okay, let's see here. I just want to be where I can get in and out. I know it's a little more packed than Walmart, and it's a little packy pack, but okay, y'all. We get ready to get in here. Let me move up some. I don't want to be sticking out, but okay. So we're Strack and Ventil, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and see what I'm trying to look for is a roast. Y'all know I wait till the last 10 minutes, but anyway, the roast, and if they don't have the roast, I'm gonna give me a Kira on some steaks. I know my damn pom is twisted. Okay, y'all, we're gonna get in here. I'll let y'all know. to my channel. In today's vlog, we will be doing the famous cocktails and appetizers. We did this vlog last year. Look back and take a look at those cocktails and appetizers. Wet your palate, make some of that stuff. There's recipes listed back on the vlog from last year. And tonight we will be making 2 cocktails and an appetizer. So get ready, get ready, get ready. Happy holidays to all. Hope you are well and you're safe. It's just K1. Please comment, like, and subscribe below. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Happy holidays. Hey, 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 y'all. It's just K1 here. And I am Kay. All newbies, come on in. For the crazy and our returning people, you know the deal. Well, this evening we'll be making 2 cocktails. The first cocktail is like a cranberry margarita, and the second one is called a raspberry mimosa with granita. I hope I'm saying it right, y'all. Now the lashes are starting to get on my nerves, y'all. Because I guess the wiggy hair is getting hung up on the lashes. Now, you know when all this happens, we're going to have to take the lashes off. Because I got to be able to see. Now, wherever you at, my home base is YouTube, the channel. It's just K1, ITZJUSTKAY, the number 1. That's my YouTube channel. But I also have a page on Instagram under the same name. And I'm on TikTok. So I just kind of started on TikTok. I don't have that much stuff on there, but you all know that on TikTok right now they're doing the follow me back with the African American or the black girl, follow me back and I'll follow you. They're doing that over there. So join in, jump on there, follow people back, follow each other. It's a movement. Anyway, y'all, back to the subject at hand for It's Just K1 right here. We're going to start on the raspberry mimosa. Has 2 parts to it. So we're going to start on part 1. Part 1 is they wanted you, with the recipe, to boil the cranberries. Boil the raspberries, and you're going to make this with cream, into a frozen dish. That dish will come up later when we actually make the cocktail. So I was supposed to do this last night, like I told you all earlier. I didn't do it. I fell asleep or whatever. And I need to do it now so later on I can use the frozen raspberries and the cream to make the raspberry mimosa granita. Okay, so we can get into that. All right, please hold. All right. Okay, so the recipe calls for a bag of these are frozen raspberries. I'm gonna put these in here. I think this is gonna make a lot when it gets boiled down. It's frozen raspberries, and then 1/4 cup of sugar. Oh wait. Pour a bag of frozen raspberries into pot and put over medium heat till raspberries turn to liquid, to start to abstract. So you're supposed to put these in here first and just let them boil down before you put the sugar in there. Okay. Raspberries are very stainless, so that's what I'm gonna do. As you see, they in here. And it says heat them, boil them down until they before they become before they break down. As you see, they're already on my finger. So that's what I'm gonna do. I thought it was saying add the sugar to them when you did this. So I'm gonna put them on a low heat. What kind of heat does it say? Does it say medium? Medium heat. So I think that's medium right there. Okay. So we put those on medium heat. Let those melt down and break down. And then we're gonna add the sugar after the fact, because it says when they start to separate. Add sugar and keep stirring until dissolve. Okay. So that's the raspberries. We're gonna do that. The next thing you're gonna see is me add the sugar and the dissolving. And after that, I think the only thing is after the sugar is added to it, I'm gonna mix it up, let it slightly cool, and then add cream, put it in the freezer. That's it. So this is just the first half of it. So please hold. All right. We are back. And so as you see now, the raspberries are boiling. They have separated down. They are boiling. So at this point, we are supposed to be, yeah, they broke. They're already in half or whatever. We are supposed to be adding sugar and keep stirring until dissolved. It asks for a 1/4 cup of sugar. No, I don't like adding sugar to anything. I already got the sugar in here, a 1/4 cup. So we're gonna pour that in here. That's a 1/4 cup of sugar. And it says keep stirring until dissolved. So keep stirring this until it's dissolved. I thought this was gonna make a whole lot. I think it was gonna be busting out the wait a minute, y'all, let me get a I don't like sitting, let me sit this spoon on something because I know raspberries stain when they get on stuff. Let me wipe this off the counter. Like if you don't get it up right when it hits the counter or hits certain things, it stains. Okay, so it says stir the sugar in there until it's dissolved, which is should be using something like this. Didn't I tell y'all about using the hard stuff on the non-stick? Okay, so keep stirring this until it's dissolved. The sugar has dissolved. Yeah, tearing up my little pie here. Okay, so stir. I don't think it's supposed to get any more heat put on it. I thought I was going to need a big remove from heat. We cut it off and let it cool slightly. So I'm going to give it like 15 minutes to cool off. Okay. Looks pretty good. Look at that. Nice and juicy. Okay, so I'm going to let it sit here about 15 minutes. And then we're going to come back and we're going to puree it in the blender. It's not a lot. I mean, like I said, this bag say 12 ounces, but y'all know it wasn't a lot in here. It started down here, way down at the bottom. So anyway, we're going to let it sit 15 minutes. Let me take this out. Let it cool off after you pour it through the strainer in the container. Okay, that's easy. That's fine. We're going to put this in the trash and let that sit there 15 minutes. And then after that, I'm going to pour it through a strainer after it goes in the blender, and then add the cream. So stay tuned. We'll be back. Hey, we are back. The raspberries have cooled for the 10-15 minutes. So now we're supposed to put them in the blender on puree. I don't have a puree button, but I do have pulse. I presume it's not that much of the raspberry mixture, as you see. So we're going to pour it in here. In fact, let me take it off of here. I'd rather do it like this. And I got my half and half cream here. Okay, so we got to pour the raspberries in here. That little bag did not make that much. Okay. This is a little complicated little recipe for a drink. Y'all. Okay, so we got all the raspberries. It ain't that much in here. Trying to make sure I get everything out. Okay. Got the majority of it out. Okay, so we're going to puree. Ain't that much left in there. I tried to get most of it out. Okay. Put that to the side. And we're going to puree. I'm going to just do this for a couple of minutes. And then I'm supposed to strain this puree through here into the bowl that I'm going to use, which is this. I don't have a glass bowl. So I'm going to puree it through here into the bowl, and then I'm going to add the cream, and then that's going to go in the freezer until we get ready for the other stuff. Okay, so let's get to the pureeing. Okay, so here we go. Child, I don't know what's going to happen. This is my first time doing this. Y'all know. Okay, make sure it's off. Okay, I'm only going to do it for a few minutes because I don't know what this is going to turn into. I presume it's going to whip it a little bit, but we get ready to see. So, let's go. It's just K1. I don't know, but I give it a couple more minutes and then I'm stopping to pour it through. Yo, it didn't look like to me it was really doing anything. I was trying to figure it out. It didn't really look like to me that it was doing anything. I don't know, but that's about it. It didn't, like, it only popped up like a couple of times. So we're gonna pour this through the strainer into this bowl and let y'all see it. I'm like, what was going on? Because I didn't see that much happening. Made it before, so I'm not sure on what's all supposed to go. Here's the strainer. It says pour it through the strainer. Okay, I'm gonna pour it through the strainer. Yo. It ain't going through the bottom part. Pour it through the strainer. Something ain't right. Y'all know what? This is another live in action. You know what we gonna do? It did not come through the strainer. It ain't really doing nothing. It ain't. Look. So what we gonna do? We gonna do this kind of bootleg. I'm gonna pour this in here, and I'm gonna put that cream in here. Look, we ain't got time for no doggone shenanigans with this thing. I'm gonna pour all of this in here. I'm gonna pull through the strainer. It didn't even go through the strainer. It didn't even say add anything else to it. It had to me, it would have to be more thin. It didn't say add water or anything to the raspberries. I could see if it was thinner, but it's not. It wasn't even coming through down here. Trying to get as much as I can out. We just gonna have to do this bootleg style. Yeah, I told y'all stuff be happening. Get some still down in here. Adding the half and half. The recipe said you could use that. I'm like, what the? I don't know what happened there. And I'm gonna go look at, pull it back up, because to me, the way the recipe is reading is like it's supposed to come out as a liquid. It didn't. It was thick. Okay, so let's pull half of this in here. Drink when we get to that part. So right now it's gonna freeze, but I really want to know. I want to go back and pull that recipe up, and I'm gonna do that because I want to know why. So I'm gonna put it in the blender and a puree. It didn't do anything. It was just as stiff. I mean, it was just like it was in the pot. It was just like it was in the pot. It didn't go nowhere through this. I knew this when I was first pouring it in here. I'm like, it ain't even going. It's nothing to come out the bottom. I'm talking about strain. Look, nothing came out to strain. What's going on? Okay, so we're gonna put this in the freezer. This looks like a sorbet almost, y'all. Let me taste it. Oh, it's good, y'all. It's good. Okay, it does taste like sorbet. They could have just said get you some raspberry sorbet and scoop it up. That's the quick, fast way to do it. Okay. So we're gonna put this in the freezer. When we come back to this is gonna be time to make the cocktail. So it says cover this. I got the top. There it is. I don't know what the puree in the Hey, y'all. It is Kay, You are watching It's Just K1. Why y'all ain't talking about these damn mushrooms? Boy, I had a time with the mushrooms. A lot of stuff had to be done behind the scenes, y'all, this go around. Cause this was a whopper. First of all, this is my first time working with fresh mushrooms, and I did need a little guidance on JR how to, I guess, unclog the mushrooms. Like after I cut off the big stalk stem, how to go in there and dig out. Like should I have used a spoon? I used a little knife, but I didn't know. But the recipe, it just says, cut the mushroom. And I know you're supposed to dig it out because they are stuffed mushrooms, but I wanted a little bit more guidance. The recipe was very broad. So anyway, half of the mixture that I made earlier is still in the freezer. It's on the way to freezing. I'm trying not to get sleepy and tired. But first I had got hungry and I'm like, I'm supposed to be eating this crap. What's going on? It's like 8:30, okay? And the mixture it's getting firm, but it's not froze yet. So worst case scenario, we will do the mushrooms and do magic YouTube land. I will film another part at another time, and then I'm just gonna put it all together in K-Town style. But anyway, y'all, we are up to the mushrooms. The stuffed mushrooms. The cocktails, once I get the mushrooms in the oven, I will start on the cocktails. And I will start on the cranberry one first. So we have stuffed, let me tell you the name. We have crab stuffed mushrooms. We also have a cranberry margarita. And then we have something called raspberry mimosa with granita. So I found out that granita is another word for, because I noticed when I was mixing everything up, granita is just another word for sorbet a little bit. Because when I mixed up everything, and I tasted a little bit, it reminds me of sorbet. Now, that would have been much easier for me to just go buy some damn sorbet and do the recipe. But they had me breaking it down from the scratch. The Ricky scratch, y'all. Y'all, I want to try to do all this. This feel like real work today. I couldn't find my Advil. I had to take some Tylenol. But anyway, y'all, we back in effect. I took them eyelashes off. They was looking all crazy. Well, I was up like this. They was just looking crazy. So anyway, we gonna get back to the mushrooms. Okay, this is my first time working with mushrooms, so I'm going to talk to you when I'm doing them. So right now, we're up to a part where I am going to put some oil on the mushrooms, okay? So let me get you over here a little bit closer. Hold on. I mean, this is turning into a shenanigan, y'all. I don't know. I can't be getting all out. Not. Okay, so we are up to the mushroom part. The question I had about the mushrooms and everything was, in the beginning, I had to look up how to clean them. They said soak them in a little water. So first, I noticed when I took them out that little carton, they was dirty as hell. So, I'm telling the truth, y'all. They was dirty. So I rinsed them. I'm like, what do they do? Just take the damn mushrooms out the ground and the dirt and just throw them in the car and sell them in the store? I don't know. I bought mushrooms before the kinds you put in the oven, the great big ones, but those weren't like these. They look like they had been, I don't know, through some plant or power cleaning or whatever. These look straight like you went outside and they was down in the ground and you pulled them out, put them in the cart and put them to the store. Okay, anyway, I cut the little stalks off. Then I was trying to see a proper way to unclog this middle. So I used a little knife, but I'm sure it's the easier way. You see one kind of broke right here, but I'm going to still stand it up when I put the stuff in it. But anyway, I got them cleaned out. I rinsed them the first time. The first time I rinsed them, the water was black. Not black, but it was dark. It was dirty. Second time, I put them in cold water, and then I took them out and individually cleaned them. And after I individually cleaned them, I put them on a paper towel, and then I put them back in the water again. And to make sure that water was clear, because I'm like, I'm not eating no dirty ass mushrooms. I don't care if they do go in the oven or get fried or whatever. But anyway, so I've dug them out, as you see. These have the stem, the big stalks on them. These are the white mushrooms. They will be filled with the crab mixture in a minute. I think I did an okay job of cleaning them out. I didn't want to dig them too far and put holes in them. Like I said, one broke. And I want them deep enough so I can put the crab mixture in. Now, in that carton, I picked a carton where they were bigger, like a little bit bigger than the average, because they had some really teeny ones, like smaller than this. And I knew that those I wouldn't be able to get that much down in. These I could put a lot in, but I picked a medium size where I had some big boys and some mediums. I didn't want a big carton of smalls because I would have had too much mixture left over. So anyway, I have a couple of mushrooms left over. I put them in the refrigerator in a baggie, and I could use those later. But for now, like I said, I've washed them. They're clean. They may look crazy and ghetto-fied, but they're clean. So now the recipe states to brush them with olive oil. I'm going to take my hand and put some olive oil around them and then set them in this pan, because this is the pan that's going to go in the oven, okay? So, you know, this is my famous olive oil I always use right here. Let me rinse my hands off because I had touched my nose when I was talking to y'all. Okay. Y'all, I'm like, I ain't trying to do no work now. Oh, this is turning into some work. Okay. So, now what we're going to do, we are going to, I'm going to put a little olive oil around the edges of these. Matter of fact, because I'm trying to think what I could put it in. Put the olive oil in. Like while I'm using it. I don't need to, you know what, I'll use my hand. Okay. Here it is right here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do like that. We got back a little bit. I'm doing like this, as you see. I'm just going to take one. I'm going to go around it. Rub it around. Flip it up. Rub it down. Oh no. Get it a little oily. And that's what I'm going to do with all of them. Since I only have 12 of them. So I'm going around them and covering them with the olive oil. Not soaking them. This bottle has a spout thing, like saver at the top of it, so it's not like I'm soaking them. I'm just putting a little olive oil around them. See, it has that little spout up there. So it's not like I'm putting a gallon of olive oil. As you see my hand, I don't have a lot. And I'm going around them and I'm covering them with olive oil. And I think this helps with like when they go in the oven. It's not really, you know, it's not really soaking them up with olive oil. It's just putting a little bit around them. What did that sound by Doja Cat? No, that's the sound Addicted by Georgia, what's her last name? Georgia Smith over from London, from the UK. Y'all know about her? Georgia Smith. She is a great singer. She falls into the category like with her and them and you know, all those people, Kalani and all that. Kalani. She's in that same category. But she can sing. She can really sing. I like that little song, Addicted. Okay. So as you see, I'm basically, oh, the little one broke. I'm going to still try to work with it, y'all. This one. I'm still going to try to work with it. You see, I'm just putting the olive oil all around it. I wonder if this going to fall apart, though. It shouldn't. I'm going to try to, when I put it, cut the stalk off like this. The other ones wasn't like this, where it was up in there. And then I went in. Can y'all see? Okay. And then I went in. And I cut around this little stalk. And then I popped it out. I went around. And then I popped it out. It's just with that one that broke. I probably went around too much. Then I went back in and got this little brown part out on some of them. I was trying not to make a hole And I just flipped the stuff out. See how I'm flipping this out? Because I was trying not to damage the inside so I could still use it to actually stuff the mushroom. So I would turn it over and I tilt it. And I will go back in. This is a big fat one too. So this is what I did to the other ones. That's why I say it was some stuff going on behind the scenes y'all didn't see. But I didn't know it was going to be this. I didn't know it was going to take all this time and be that messy, because I've eaten the big giant mushrooms before as a meal, the raw ones, and I've cooked them in the oven. And they didn't have all that stuff like all this in the inside. They were a little bit more manageable in the inside. So like I said, I dug all that stuff out. And I'm trying not to, I'm trying not to damage the shape of the mushroom. Okay. So what I did with those, I dug a lot of that out, as you see. I try to leave the lining of it. Okay. And some of them, you know, some of them it was still in there. It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to hurt you. This is not dirt. This little part is still in there. Okay. So after that, now I'm going to rub some little oil on this one. Now this is going to be a big fat one, as you see. And this is taking the place of, it's trying to split. No. Okay, so let me put some olive oil on here. Like, no, don't split. Putting a little olive oil on it, go around it. So then I'm going to sit these. Whoa, don't split, don't split, don't split. It's so fragile. Okay, we using this one, okay? Because we just went through that with the other one. Even if this little part break up, we're going to use this. Matter of fact, I'm just going to lay it in there. I guess you have to be really gentle with them. Okay, so I'm going to sit this in the pan, and as well as the rest of these. I'm sitting them in the pan until we get the mixture in here. And that's what I'm doing with all of them. I'm just sitting them in the pan. And once we get the mixture, we are going to scoop it up and put them in there. And they will be ready to go. They go in the oven for 20 minutes. So, okay, move this over it. So this is how they look before they getting filled. Okay, and all I did was coat them with olive oil on the outside and some up here at the top. Put olive oil on them. See, it ain't on my hands no more. And now we're going to move on to the crab mixture that goes inside of them. So please hold. Come on. Hopefully this will all fit in this bowl. Slide this down. I had it on the outside. Must have had a hole in it somewhere. Had to, because it shouldn't be coming on off the top where I'm squeezing it at. And it's coming out the top. I would get the rest of this out with a spoon. And just stick the spoon up in here. Like I said, I don't know why it's coming out the top when it didn't even open up for me. It's still like it's ready to get messy. Come on. Y'all. Okay. I don't know why I did that. Because I tried to open it. Maybe when I tried to open it, it tore. That's probably what happened. This is nice and soft. Because it would be a headache trying to work with this with it being cold. Yeah, I think when I tried to pull it out the first time, okay. Okay. Let's rinse my hands off. Yeah, I think when I tried to pull it out the first go around, it must have torn a hole in it. Now my roast is thawed out, so that will get put on tonight. Okay. So cream cheese. Here's my notes. I'm supposed to be putting breadcrumbs in here, garlic, Worcestershire sauce, the green onions. Okay, the green onions is ready to roll. Let me get those. right here. Whoops. Here's the green onions. They was ready. They was already ready to roll. Hold on, y'all. Breadcrumbs, garlic, Worcestershire sauce. Okay, Worcestershire sauce, how much? A half a tablespoon. I had to buy some because I didn't have this already. It's not like something. I noticed about this from, where did I get this from? Walmart? This was $1 too. I don't use this a lot, so it wouldn't be like on hand, on deck in the house under normal circumstances. And how much am I supposed to use this? I'm supposed to use a half of tablespoon. Okay. Yeah, just oh, half a tablespoon. That about a half, y'all? Whoop. Okay, that's gonna be a half. Okay, so that's a half of that. What's next? We got the cream cheese. We got the onions, the Worcestershire sauce. Tell me if I'm saying that wrong. Parsley, the garlic. The garlic I'm supposed to be using, we said 1 tablespoon is 1 clove, okay. So I have some garlic already here. I didn't know that. I'll use that first. To make sure the date is not expired. October 11, 2023. And so they said 1 tablespoon is 1 clove, so I'll use 2. I don't know if I want to dip that in there. So we use 2. Come on, go flat, go flat, go flat. Go flat. That's 1. I'm gonna do 2. Just make it flat. I don't want it to be like a dragon brow. That's 2. Okay. There's your garlic, parsley. Got the green onions in there. Parsley is right here. I think I got parsley in the cabinet. Parsley is right here. Cause I bought some parsley the last go around. Parsley. Hold on, y'all. Oven is smelling good. Egg right. Parsley. How much parsley am I supposed to be using? I'm supposed to be using 2 to 3 tablespoons. So we're gonna do 2. My goodness, it's up to be on fire. Okay. I guess you could use fresh parsley, or I have parsley flakes. Okay. I could have shook it. See, this is sticking. I'm going to shake this parsley on there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 2. 9, 10. Parsley don't hurt nobody. Okay, that's the parsley. Gotta do that ghetto style, y'all. I'm sorry. Okay, that's the parsley. So we've done parsley, we done garlic, we did the Worcestershire sauce, we did the green onions. I need Parmesan, crab meat, and breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs, I need a half a cup. They're right here. Let me get this stuff out the way. Okay, breadcrumbs, need a half a cup. Here's the breadcrumbs. I use these for a lot of different things. I'm sure you all have heard of these before. The panko. You can use those with fish. You can use those with, I use these with crab cakes. They're very good. And how much breadcrumbs we need? We need, where is it? Half a cup. Okay. So I have my measuring cup here. Let me see, half a cup. Okay. I'm gonna have to use this again anyway when I do the okay, so that's 0.5 right there. Okay. I guess this is what's gonna make everything stick together. So right now I'm at 0.5, y'all. I'm a little over because it has, here's 1 cup right here. I'm gonna show y'all what 1 cup is at. 1 cup is up here. Right there. I need a half a cup, so I could go up a little more. I don't think having too much. Oh, that's 1 cup already. Okay, that's too much. Still too much. Gotta put too much. Okay, that's about a half. Half cup breadcrumbs. There you go. Okay, put the top back on there. So we have the cream cheese, the olive oil, breadcrumbs, the garlic. We have the Worcestershire sauce. We have the green onions, Parmesan cheese. We need a half a cup of Parmesan cheese. And we have the parsley already and the crab meat. That will be the last thing. So the Parmesan cheese, we need a half a cup. Here's the Parmesan cheese. Y'all know Kraft is running things. You'll need a half a cup of that. And then after that is the crab meat. Okay, here we go again, trying to get this crazy stuff open, y'all. Move this out the way. Okay, how y'all doing this evening? I told you I was gonna be evening. I'm trying to get this open for y'all. I like it has an attitude. Okay, so we need a half a cup of this. You know what? I had those little things a long time ago. Those little spoons, like the measuring spoons. That also gives you the what is the problem with getting this off? That also this is getting on my nerve. That also gives you a good measurement. Instead of trying to do everything with the measuring cup, you can use the spoons sometimes. The spoons sometimes work well too. Okay. Okay, so which side? I need the side, I guess, the deeper side. I need that side, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to open it anyway. The oven is getting hot. Okay. I'm just opening this. That's what y'all hearing. So I'm opening both sides. I'm not going to use the little hole, the circle side. I need this deep side open. Okay. Okay. So I need a half a cup of this. That's pretty, a lot of, what is this? This is 3 ounce. That's a lot of cheese. It is. Okay, what's the problem? With it coming out? I could probably unscrew the top and get it out. I mean, if it's gonna come out like that a little bit, it's gonna take all day. Please hold. All right. All right. We are back in full effect. There's your half a cup of Parmesan cheese. It started to come out more when I opened that top part. So we're going to mix that in here. That's the half a cup of Parmesan cheese. And now it's time for the crab meat. This was taking all day to open. What the world's going on? Okay, let's get the crab meat open. And let's go get mixed in there. Now the crab meat comes in, I was going to get the real crab in the can. It costs $15. Y'all know the expensive kind that I can make crab cakes with. But I couldn't find it. And this was around the time that everybody's rushed to the store shopping because of the blizzard, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So then I went to Strack and Ventil and I found this lump crab, chicken of the sea. I didn't even know they made it. Normally the can is not like this. It's a tall can. So this says it's a 6 ounce can, but when you drain it, you only get 4.25 ounce. So I had already looked up that 8 ounces was a cup. I already did my little homework. So I said if we do 2 of these, the 4.25 will be a little over 8. So 2 cans of this. So let's get to that. And I bought 3 cans just in case because I didn't know what was gonna happen if I was gonna have enough. I'd rather have too much than not enough. Okay. So once we mix this in here, we're going to mix this up. And we're going to start stuffing. Start scooping. Okay. There you go. Who else still use old school can opener? Everybody have electric ones? This is probably strong too. Oh, it has a piece of paper over it? Oh, I didn't know that. I never had this can in this little bitty can like this before. Okay. I never had the can like this. I don't want all that water in there. So I'm just scooping it out, y'all. Watch this thing, because you can get cut bad. This is what I'm doing. I'm just scooping it out the can. The can has like this paper in there, lining it. I never used this can before. I've usually the tall can. That's the one I usually have. Trying not to get cut by this. Okay. So the tall can doesn't have any paper in it. It just has the crab in there. The tall can is it's between $12 and $13 for one can. I don't know what this paper is for. I never used this can before. There's a whole bunch under this juice or this water or whatever. I'm trying not to, I don't want all that water in there. Okay. Where's this water gonna go down the sink? Okay. Some extra in there. So, move this to the side. Let's open the second one. I didn't know it had the paper in there. Guess that's to preserve something, I presume. I said, how many people still use these like old school can openers? How many people use the electric ones? We've had both before. I prefer the old school. The electric ones, there's just something about it with the with the way it runs around that thing. Okay, so all I'm doing is scooping this out of this little bag thing they got in here. I'm just trying not to have so much of the water, because it looks like they had it sitting in water. I don't know. When I mix this up, I am gonna have to use the hands. It look like, y'all, because the bowl is getting filled. Yes, it is. See that? See how it's filling up? It's getting tall. Okay. Get that in there. Yeah. This garbage gotta go out tonight, because I do not want this fishy smelling crap up in here. These cans. It probably won't even matter that I rest them out. It's probably still gonna have an odor. Okay. So now we're gonna do the mixing and the stuffing. The mixing and the stuffing, y'all. Sorry, this took a little bit longer than normal, y'all. Let me rinse the can open on first. This, rinse these cans out. I think if I pour some bleach down the drain, it should be okay. Close that up. Okay. Paper. Ooh, yeah, it's strong. This crab is strong. All right. We are back in full effect. I got my Band-Aid on. I didn't even know I had got cut by the can of crab meat. So now we're going to mix this up. Everything is in here. It says salt and pepper to taste, so we don't have to worry about that. So we are ready to mix it up, and then we're going to put it in the scoops. Let me, by the way, get those cans out the way. we are ready to stuff. These will go in the oven for 20 minutes. I want you to be able to see. These will go in the oven for 20 minutes, but they have to be stuffed. And I know this is way more than that. So what I'm going to have to do is save some of that. Save some of this stuffing for another time. And stuff something else. I mean, it could be used for something else to be stuffed. But for now, this is going to be stuffed. So I'm trying to think what's the best way to do this. Use a smaller spoon. Use a scoop. Maybe use a scoop. I have scoops in here. I wonder if I use a scoop, will that be the best way to do it? I mean, it doesn't matter. Let me rinse the scoop off. Because it doesn't matter, because when I put it in there, I'm going to have to push it down. So, like me putting it, like me scoop going down in the thing to scoop it out, it's going to get messy anyway. Okay, so I'm going to use, like this is what I was talking about, 1 teaspoon, 1/4, 1/2, and 1/2 tablespoon. This is the thing I was talking about. You see I got 2 of them too. Got this one too. This is the old school one. Maybe this would be better, the metal than the plastic. Let me rinse this up. Okay, so I think the best size is this size. So what I'm gonna do, I mean, I could really do this with the spoon. I could really do this like this with my hand. Ooh, oh, shoot, y'all. I could really do that like that with my hand. Okay, let's do what I just said. Okay, so let's go here. You don't need no special scoop. Y'all see how I'm going down in there? I'm just gonna press it down in there. That's all I'm gonna do. Cause trying to do it with the scoop, and then it's gonna get all stuck to the scoop. I'm just gonna push it down in there with my hand. Next. So that's all I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna push it down in there with my hand, with my index finger. Okay. There you go. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of this probably left over. And these would be good for appetizers. You don't need that much. Just push it down in there. Okay. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of this, I think, left. I could just already tell. Okay. That other one, if it didn't break, it would have been a good candidate because the filling would have made it stand up because it would have been so thick. And I bet you could probably eat these on some tortilla chips or something because this is crab. You could use this like a dip. I think like if you don't use it for the stuffed mushrooms, use it like a dip. Just have to figure out what to dip it with. Okay, so I'm gonna stuff these, and then it's gonna go in the oven. As y'all see, I'm just using my fingers. I don't want to put too much because I don't want them like running over, and I might have to go back over them and take some out. I don't want them exploding over on each other, and then you can't see how they really look. See, I'm just stuffing them down in there. Just stuffing the mixture down in there. But like I said, this could be used as a dip with Doritos, with tortilla chips, and Tostitos. Y'all know I love me some Tostitos. It could be used like that. And because it has the crab in it. It could be, like I said, it's a crab dip. It could be used as a crab dip. Okay, take some of that out. So I have a lot left, y'all. A lot, like a half of this bowl left. So basically, this oven is on. It's getting hot as hell, y'all. It's gonna need a real cocktail. Basically, let me make sure. Okay. So basically, we got these in here. They're all stuffed. So basically, these are going to go in the oven for 20 minutes. And since it's 20 minutes, at 10 minutes, I'm going to check them because they were saying on the recipe for the smaller mushrooms, check them. Don't just leave them straight like I had did that. Remember I told you how I did that turkey breast in the air fryer. I just left it in there, and I just came back when they said the time was up. But I don't think with these you can do that. You need to come back and check on them, and not just leave them in there. So one thing I want to do is I don't want to make it be so much that it explodes out, because you see how they look now, right? So I'm trying to push down to make as much as possible go in it. Because if they do expand, and I know sometimes they do expand, at least everything is right there on it. Okay, so we're gonna put these in the oven for 20 minutes. We're gonna come back to check them on 10. And look, this is how much I got left over. So that's a lot. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put a top on that, and I'm gonna put that in the refrigerator because, like I said, that could be a dip with some tortilla chips or some with some Tostitos. So these gonna go in the oven, and I'm gonna follow up with you in a little bit. Please hold. Hey, y'all. I am Kay, and you're watching It's Just K1. Y'all, it's been all damn day affair. I done had this wig on all damn day since 10 o'clock. Y'all know I'm getting tired. It's 10:20. I've been up since 10 o'clock before that. And I had this wig on since, I had this wig on what? 10 to 10. I had on 12 hours like a job. And I've been doing like a job. Y'all, I'm tired. But anyway, we almost to the end, y'all. We almost to the end. But anyway, the stuffed mushrooms look delightful, delicious. I have some more mixture left over. I can use that for a dip, or I can stuff some more mushrooms. Even if I went and got like some of the bigger size mushrooms and scraped them out and used half of that to make 2 big stuffed mushrooms, or maybe 3. Cut them in half, do fourths. It'd probably be good, but that's something else to be creative with. But now we're gonna get on to the cocktails, what we've been waiting for all night. The mushrooms came out excellent. They were very good. I haven't tasted them yet. Look at them. They came out very good. And these were the white mushrooms that I used. They smell lovely. Did they slide? Yeah. Like they slid. They did an electric slide. So anyway, I'm gonna put those down. Now we're gonna get to the cocktails, y'all. We've been waiting for. We are going to do the Mistletoe Margarita first, and then we will do the raspberry mimosa next. With the Mistletoe Margarita, We're going to use on the rocks glasses. I'm going to make 2 this time because normally I make 1. My son is of legal age, so he can drink. I'll ask him if he wants to try it. If he don't want it, I'm going to drink it anyway. That's probably what it's going to wind down to. You know? So anyway, first part of this is, you know, normally with margaritas, you put the salt on the rim. This recipe calls for sugar and salt mixed together. So what you have here is my my kosher salt and sugar. Am I looking at the right way? So I'll be looking that way. I have the kosher salt and sugar mixed here. So that's what that is, mixed up. So I'm gonna put the lime on the rim of the glasses. And then I'm gonna, you know, squirt it on down. So let's look here. So I'm gonna put the lime, you know how we do it. Put the lime on the rim and then twist it up in there and set it to the side. Okay, so I have some lime already cut. I've been doing a lot of recipes with lime. Is it too dark back there? Can y'all see? To me, it's like a shadow. I don't know. Okay, okay. It's like a shadow. Okay, so here's the lime, and all I'm gonna do is run it around the rim. And then once I run it around the rim, you know, everybody knows how to do this. Then I'm going to twist it around in this sugar salt mix. And there you go. Very nice and thick. That's the sugar salt mix. You see that? That's 1. Here's number 2. Do the same thing. I may need this lime for something else later. Because, yeah, I think I will be. Because I'm going to have to put, when I put this in the blender, the rest of it, I'm going to use it. Okay? Wipe me down. Okay. So here's another. This is my first time trying the sugar salt mix. This is my first time trying that, y'all. Looks pretty, too. Very Christmassy, very holiday. Happy birthday, Danielle. My daughter's birthday is today, Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve, babies. Okay, so we can move this out the way. I think we may need this later on. I'm not sure. Okay. So, after that, now we're going to put everything in the blender that we need to put in the blender. And that is, this recipe, the way it was set up, it was for a serving of 8 to 9 margaritas. I don't need all that. So, I'm going to chop it down some from what it's asking me to combine. So, it says to, in a bowl, oh, I'm at the blender part, combine cranberry juice, tequila, triple sec, and a half a cup of lime juice and ice in a blender and blend, okay? So, I'm going to get the lime juice from over here. Just hold on a minute. Please hold. All right. It is time for the mistletoe margarita, y'all. So, I have everything already laid out. The recipe, like I said, was originally made for 8 to 9 margaritas. We're just doing 2, and I don't care about having a little left over. But, I don't need 9. So, what we're going to do, we're going to do 2 shots of tequila, 2 of these, and 1 shot of triple sec. I'm still using up my last of the tequila that I had. I'll do 2 shots of that. Like taking 2 shots. It took me forever to get them raspberries up out of here, y'all. So that's 1. 2. These are the mistletoe margaritas. Oops. Oh, y'all, almost had a blooper. Okay, there's 2 shots of that. I'm gonna do a shot of triple sec. I'm to break it down, y'all, because that's like the recipe is for 9. This is triple sec. This is a brand that's at Walmart. They have a lot of different variations of these. They have the blue agave. They have, I mean, it's a whole bunch of these. Check them out. This brand is very good. This cocktail artist. And this is the triple sec. We're gonna do a shot of that. Okay. Yeah, I'll show you the rest of these. I have a couple of these, but they're good for mixing drinks. This brand is very good. Okay, after that, we are going to add to that. I'm just going back because I hadn't memorized it. We have the lime juice, the ice, and the cranberry juice. Okay, the lime juice is here in the bowl. I've squeezed. So there's your lime juice. The glasses have already been salted and rimmed. You got your cranberry juice right here, 2 cups. And we're gonna do the ice. So this is supposed to come out looking like a smoothie, you all, because it's kind of frosty or whatever. So I'm gonna put maybe 3 ice cubes in here. See how that goes? It's supposed to be nice and thick. I'm gonna put 4 ice cubes. Okay. And then let me make sure I got everything in here. So I got the cranberry juice, the tequila, the triple sec, the lime juice, the ice. Yep, I got everything in there. I don't need salt in there. Okay, and that's it. So it's time to blend. Let's get it. Let me put the ice back in the freezer. Okay. I'm so ready and so excited about the mimosas, y'all. It finally froze, so I cannot wait to show you that. I cannot wait. So excited about that. So excited. I kept thinking it wasn't gonna freeze in time. Okay, let's hit this off. Let's do it. Make sure this is on here right and good enough. Let's do it. That's right. Frothy, y'all. Let me give it a little more. All right, y'all. We're gonna pour these up. Let me move some stuff out the way. This is the cranberry margarita. And I'm gonna get it. Oh, look at it. Look how I look, y'all. You see how it's separated? Look at that. Should I do it again? Get a little bit more going. Let me hit it one more time. Like James Brown. 1 time. 2 times. Okay. Let's move stuff out the way and not have accidents, because you know that happens. We have our sugar salted glasses right here. Okay. I didn't know it was gonna separate like that. I don't know what the hell going on, y'all. We're gonna pull this up. Okay. Let me show you. I'm gonna pour this up. So we got 2 here. I like how it looks. Almost looks like a soda. Got a little left over. I put more cranberry juice in there because I wanted more drink, y'all. I didn't want it to be, like, I don't normally do the fuzzy. I don't normally do the, not fuzzy, but I don't normally do the, normally do my stuff on the rocks, okay? So, it's strong too, y'all. Okay, so the garnish for this was cranberries and also a sprig of mint. Let me move stuff out the way so y'all can see. The garnish was cranberries and a sprig of mint. There you go. So let me get the cranberries and a sprig of mint. And let me tell you, let me show you. Wait a minute. No, it's a sprig of mint. I'm getting it mixed up on these drinks. Wait. The mint. Where's the mint at? I already took the mint out. What happened? No, it's something wrong because I had to. Where's the mint? Come on. I already took the mint out when I was fixing everything to get ready. So what happened to it? What happened? Please hold. Okay. I tried to get my son to come down and taste. He said he's going to taste it, but he's streaming. He's doing this and doing that. But I'm ready to taste. This is the Mistletoe Margarita, y'all. I will taste. Cheers. Merry Christmas. The salt and sugar combo. First time. Let me taste that. A little bit different. I have mint in here. Let's see. It's good, y'all. I don't need this straw. It's good. It's got a kick. So I might not get the second one. Might be mad. Now, I put more cranberry juice in here than liquor. And I think I put 2 cups of cranberry juice. I could have did 1 cup. And it could have turned out more smooth, like a slushy. But I don't tend to like my drinks like that. Like, I like my drinks on the rocks. So with the ice, I think because the reason it didn't go straight slushy is because the cranberry juice wasn't that cold. But that's not saying it ain't good. It's good. This is what I need. Let me eat one of them right there. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Very good. I'm not a heavy. Tequila is nice. Tequila silver. I like that better than tequila, the brown one. But it's pretty good. I like the frosted. You can taste all that cranberry. And gives that little bitty kick of liquor. Sneak up on you. Oh yeah. It's good. So we're gonna move on to the raspberry mimosa with granita. So I'm gonna put my son's in the refrigerator, and I'm gonna continue to drink on mine. I'm gonna continue to sipping. So I put his in the refrigerator. The mint gives it a little flavor too. Now we're gonna move on to the raspberry mimosa with Granita. And you know you can eat those cranberries by themselves. They come in a bag. They're a little bit soury, but the way they taste to me, you can add them to. You can add the cranberries to your salads and stuff. You could add them to different things. So now we're gonna move on. We don't need the mint anymore. This is the mint. I'll move on to the raspberry mimosa with Granita. Okay, so let me get my paper. Let me get my paper. Let me get my paper. Okay, we got my paper here. Okay, so that was Mistletoe Margarita. That was very good. And like I said, on the picture you'll see it's slushy. I tend to like my stuff on the rocks, but I don't think that cranberry juice was totally cold. I think it was chilled, but I don't think it was cold. And the ice just, no, it's not. It's not super cold. But it been in there, I guess, with me going in out the refrigerator. But you know you can just whip this back up and blend it. So now we're moving on to the mimosa. All right, y'all. All right. Okay. Raspberry mimosa with creamy Granita. Okay, so everything is done with that. The puree, you know, we went through that. So basically with the raspberry mimosa, I'm going to take the frozen, it finally froze, y'all. I'm going to take the frozen mixture out the freezer. I'm supposed to scoop 2 balls and put it in the glasses. When I scoop the 2 balls and put it in the glasses, then I'm going to tilt the glass to the side and pour the sparkling champagne, the sparkling, what kind of sparkling? I don't know. My Asti. My Moscato Asti. It's a sparkling wine. It's like champagne is a sparkling wine. So I'm going to pour that. It said tilt it to the side. It's been chilled. It's been in the refrigerator longer since yesterday. Okay. So it says take 2 scoops, put in the glass, and then you can also drop this raspberries, a couple of raspberries down in there. You can also, it was 2 ways. You can put the 2 scoops in there, put the raspberries in there, and tilt it to the side and pour. Or you could put the 2 scoops in there and smash it down to make it break up in the glass. But remember, a champagne glass is not that big, so I don't know why they even had them 2 different things to do that. These are so cute. Weren't these so cute? These are so cute. The frosted cranberries. Yeah, I don't know why they told me to smash it down and all this other stuff. So let me put these in here. Let me get it out the freezer. And I have the raspberries also. Hold on a minute. Here's the raspberries. The mixture was made with raspberries and half cream. So let me get the glasses. Please hold. Hey. Remember I was just talking to you all about the triple sec, and I was saying this brand is good, this cocktail artist. Well, I also have, that's the triple sec. I also have the blue Caraco, and I think I've used this before on some of the recipes when we had cocktails. And then I also have the simple syrup. And you know you can make simple syrup yourself in the house with just sugar and water. But this brand, cocktail artist, is a good brand. And I think there's one more that goes along with this. So check them out when you get a chance at Walmart. They're in the liquor aisle, but they're at the end, like down there by the maraschino cherries and stuff. They sit there. These are very good. And I use the triple sec a lot. Because triple sec could be substituted sometimes when you have to put something in there that's sweet. As you see, it has the orange flavor or whatever. Blue Caraco, you mostly use this for the color and the simple syrup, but I think it's another one that goes along with this. I forgot. I think that's the one I haven't used yet. But check them out. They're good for mixed drinks. So we're moving on to our mimosas. So got your 2 little champagne glasses here. Like I keep telling y'all, these ain't that wide. So The recipe says, here's the frozen mixture of the raspberries and the cream. Remember, I kept telling you I didn't know how this was going to turn out, but it froze. So, to me, all this is sorbet, because that's what it tastes like. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to scoop out two balls for each glass. I'm going to use that. Where's the silver one at? And I'm going to drop them down in the. I'm going to drop them in the glass. Where's out the way? There's the glass. Okay. So I'm gonna scoop down and get two out. Try to make sure this is real dry. Or should I use this size? No, I mean, this is a lot. Okay. Ooh, it got hard, all right. This is the cheapest thing. Okay, y'all. I'm trying to frame it back. So there's one. Okay, here we go again, y'all. That's how it's gonna look, like a little ball. Okay. Just trying to get it. These things are bending. Okay. They're bending because they're cheap. That's two. Okay, so then I'm gonna put another 2 scoops in the other glass. I don't mean to mess up the glass. This is, like I said, I think an easier thing to do this with would be to buy a little thing of sorbet. I'm just trying to get it round. That's one. Cause these little spoons is bending. This is cheap. I don't know where I got this from, but it's bending. Just trying to make it a circle. So it's supposed to be like that, like a little ball. Okay. So don't worry about the other two. So, like I said, you can still use this for that. Or you can even put that on ice cream. It's nothing but raspberries. So, what we're going to do now, I should give this other one a little bit more. Since these got to come out in balls. Look at it, it's bent. Like I said, you just have to get the circle together. Okay. Okay. Come on out. Y'all. Okay. It made a half a circle. Okay. That one got a little extra. Okay, anyway. So we're ready to pour the, that's how it's supposed to look, like 2 little balls, okay? This is before I put the raspberries in, so it's supposed to look like that. And this one we add a little extra. Okay, so I'm gonna pour the sparkling wine in, which is one of my favorites. I'm sure you know. This is one of my favorites. This Risata Moscata Asti. This is a sparkling wine. You can use this in place of champagne. It does the same thing. I got the 2 of these from the liquor store. So it said tilt the glass and pour it. Okay. Let me tell you something, y'all. How come I took this up there to him, and he gonna say, you still got the paper on it, that's why I can't twist it, right? I said, if I could open this, I'm gonna knock you in the eyeball. I went to walk down the steps, and I stopped at the top of the stairs, and I twisted it, and it came off. We were twisting too far down. We were twisting like the whole, but I did it myself. So anyway, y'all, back to my Asti. We were told to tilt the glass and pour in. So that's what we're gonna do. Tilt the glass. Okay. And I guess it's supposed to look like that. And tilt the glass. And the stuff is supposed to break up like in there like that. It's supposed to break up. Okay. And then you could put the raspberries down in there. Do I got the same amount in there? I think this one got a little more. It's supposed to look like that the way it looks. Okay. And then I'm supposed to drop the raspberries down in there. Because it is fizzy. As you can see, it's fizzy. Fizzy. F-I-Z-Z-Y, baby. And I'm supposed to drop the raspberries down in there. So I'll drop three in both. Y'all see it? Okay, that's how it's supposed to look. And that is a mimosa with, what was the name of this? This is a mimosa. It's because I had a fancy last night. This is a raspberry mimosa with creamy Granita. So the creamy Granita is basically the stuff that's down here. And like I said, in one of the versions, you could take your spoon and crush it up and let it go all around. You see, like that. You could do it like that. Or you could leave it like that. And it's basically just the raspberries and cream.